Dave Johan once again for the Boxing Voice. Pleased to be joined by Chris Too Slick Kongo. How are you, Chris?
I'm all good, man. All good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. First of all, let me just congratulate you on a fantastic win over Luther, the Black Panther Clay. When I got asked originally how I saw this fight going down, I was literally sitting on the fence. I couldn't pick between you guys. I think my colleagues from Raps on TV, they firmly went with yourself, and I was like, I honestly don't know, because you guys both bring a fantastic game, and then you for want of a better word, won in emphatic sort of fashion. Did you expect that from Chris as well? Did you expect a victory like that, or was it a points thing you were thinking?
To be honest, I expected that, but I also wasn't surprised if it was a points victory. The main thing for me going into that fight was just to get the win. It didn't matter how I'd done it. I'd been out for a long time, so all you need to do is just get the win when it's been like that. So yeah, that was the main aim.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing as well about the night, it was one of the I think it was the last fight camps, wasn't it, as well, with Dillian Whyte on there, and fantastic event, by the way. And what was it like fighting in that sort of environment? Because it was great watching from home, but you as a fighter, what was it like fighting with no crowd, just Eddie and the guys there, and very limited press? What was it like?
It's the same, really. It's just a fight at the end of the day. It didn't matter if there was a big crowd or no crowd, it was still a fight. So just had to go in there and just get the win, as I said before. So it was the same, really.
And looking at the stable, the maximum violence sort of stable. Now, unfortunately, as well, Dillian Whyte on the night never got the win. He was up on the scorecards, in my opinion. If it wasn't for the knockout in the end, which nobody saw coming. Have you spoken to Dillian since? How's he shaping up for the rematch?
He's looking great for the rematch already. He knows what happened. He knows what he needs to work on. So that's what he's going back to do. So yeah, he's back training hard as ever.
Good stuff. And any talks of when we're going to be seeing you in action next? Any talks of any fights or anything, or?
Yeah, I'm hoping to be back in action in November, end of November, maybe December. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, I'm just going to stay training and taking over as I usually do.
Brilliant. And the welterweight division in England, in Britain at the moment, is booming, isn't it? I spoke to a Kawusa yesterday, champion. There's Conor Ben on the scene as well. For you personally now, Chris, I mean, plotting your future, is it a case of now you're done with the domestic dust-ups, and is it just world status you're looking for, or what would be an ideal 2021? Pandemic-free as well, by the way.
I think for me is have one or two more big domestic clashes and then move on. So I'm still in the domestic scene. I've only had one fight at a domestic level, so I'm trying to, step up my game a bit, get someone in the top 5 as well. So we'll see. We'll see how it plans out. But definitely 2021, looking to move on to a European level, which will be good.
Brilliant. And at world level at welterweight, there's loads of noise at the moment, isn't there? There's talks of Danny Garcia versus Errol Spence Jr. So just looking at that fight as well, from your opinion, how do you see that one going down?
Well, I see it as it's a good and close fight. Danny Garcia is not too bad fighting southpaws. Errol had a crazy car crash, as of recently. So we'll see how he is coming off that, and see how he's recovered and what he's been getting up to. It'll all show in the ring. So it's a good fight, and I don't know if I can pick a winner yet.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, isn't it? I mean, the amount of time Errol Spence Jr., especially after the car crash, I think jumping into a fight like that, hats off to him as well,
Yeah.
because Danny's not a pushover. And what are your thoughts on Kell Brook possibly fighting Terence Crawford as well? Because it hasn't been announced as such, but there's kind of like the rumour mill and everything like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's a good fight. I think, boy, Terence Crawford is the cream of the crop at the moment for me in the welterweight division. I think it's a good fight. Obviously, Kell Brook, he's moving back down to 147. So let's see how he copes. If he does well and he's able to beat Crawford, it will be good if he's able to bring the belt back to the UK. So we'll see how that goes.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
From a domestic level, a fight that was going to happen in your sort of stable was going to be David Avanesium and Josh Kelly as well. So are you interested in the winners of that or anything? And there's also Conor Benn on the scene as well, isn't there? So which sort of fights are you interested in next, Chris?
I'm interested in any fights right now domestically. I think that's the main thing for me, to stay in the domestic scene. Like I said, I come back. I had one hard fight. And I'm looking to stay on the domestic scene for another 2-3 fights and then move on. So let's see how that fight goes on. Let's see who Conor Benn faces next. But I'm willing to fight anyone, like I said, within the top 10, 15 range of fighters in the UK.
And going on to your mentor as well, Dillian Whyte, once again. Now this is going to be a massive fight when he clashes with Povetkin. Without giving too much away, because I know when it comes to points and everything, everyone's really tight. What do you think you're expecting? Is it going to be? What this time round? Again, he was up on the scorecards, wasn't he? And it was just
of course. He was winning with ease. He was winning easy. He took his foot off the gas a little. I think personally, I think this time round he's not going to let anything slide. He's going to go in there and, like he says, maximum violence. That's what he's looking to bring. So he's just going to do that. And boy, it's going to be a different outcome this time.
Good stuff. Chris, before I let you go, just one more prediction from you, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Lomachenko versus Lopez. Now, that's going to happen. I know it's not your division as such, but will you be watching somehow? Because it's not on Sky Sports, it's going to be on Fight TV, but I take it you'll have an interest in that. And how do you see that one going?
You got to put it like this. They're two good fighters. Lopez is a big puncher in the division. Lomachenko is the most skillful in the division. That's me personally. Skills pays the bills for me, and it doesn't matter how hard you can punch. And his dad's been going on that he's going to knock Lomachenko out. It's not about who's the hardest puncher. It's about who's the smartest fighter. So for me personally, Lomachenko is the smarter fighter, and I believe he comes out on top in that fight.
Brilliant. Chris, any shout outs or anything before we close off?
Just shout out to the supporters that's been supporting so far. Shout out to my sponsors, obviously TCA, Eat of Eden and stuff. And I just want to thank everybody, man,
Brilliant. Chris, thank you from the Boxing Voice. No doubt when you're back in action again, we'll be in contact. But a fantastic display against Luther Clay, and it was a great night, wasn't it? So good work. Cheers.
All right.
So if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.